is Jack in the story? Yeah, I can unmute you all if you want to, or you just text me. Who is Jack in the story? Who is Joe? Yes, Jack is the father, Joe is the daughter. Very nice, very good. Okay, now next is, what are the changes that happen in the story because of the introduction of the character, the skunk? What are the changes that happen? Otherwise, it was a happy story always. Yes. What were the change that happened with the introduction of the skunk? It was about the animals' reaction. It was about the animals not playing with the skunk, right? The skunk being unhappy. And as a result, Joe was not happy with the story and she wanted a happy ending. So is it right to teach children that, yes, there are always going to be happy endings? It's not. Yes, it's not. But do you think for a 4-year-old, for a 5-year-old, is it okay? Will a 4-year-old understand what it is? No, right? But yeah, sometimes, we are a little strict with our children and we do say no at times to make them realize that, see, you can't get everything you want to always. There are times when we are going to be a little strict and, right, make you realize that, yes, things are not going to go your way. So maybe the introduction of this character in the story brought about this very unexpected twist which the child was not prepared for. So what was the ending that Joe wanted of the story? What was the ending that Joe wanted of the story? Can I get answers, please? What was it? So she wanted that the skunk should smell of roses, right? And as a result, all the animals, they would come and play and the skunk would be happy. So happiness is a very important element in our lives. So the little child wants everything to be nice and happy, right? And she's not ready to accept the reality of the life. And the father is there, maybe bent on, adamant on teaching her a very important lesson. Because when he would tell her stories, he would convey the story with a moral value, right? So we have just heard about the pattern of the story, and yes, and every time whenever he would discuss, and he would just try to teach a simple life lesson, right? So here this time, yes, the little girl, she was finding it very hard to accept this, right? Now, yes, all of you come and look at the book here. Let's just go through the questions and we'll see here. Now let's see here. So what is it, right? What do you think is the theme of this story? All of you, please, can you note it down somewhere? Can you note it down in your books, in a notebook somewhere? Because you will be writing, you know that. Okay, you have to practice. You have to get back to your habit of writing. Okay, yes. So what is this story about? What is the story about? Yes, is it about good parenting? Or is it about the authority of parents? Right? It is about, one is, yes, both the issues are there. It's about good parenting. A parent would want the child to know every aspect of life, right? The good and the bad, right? The sad part, the happy part. And here it's also about questioning the authority of parents, right? It is about questioning the authority of parents. So sometimes we feel that, no, it's not necessary that things are going to go your way, right? That it is not necessary that whatever parents are going to say, that the children are going to agree to that. And now times have changed a lot, I think. So the relationship, right, it has changed a lot. We're talking about student teacher relationship changing, the father son, the father daughter, mother daughter, right? So all that, yes, so there is a lot of understanding and maybe that trying to maintain that balance and that harmony at home. Okay, right? So yes, so sometimes students, or rather, sorry, I would say children, they question the authority of parents, which is at times not, it does not go down well with parents, because they as you know, like, of course, as children, myself, we talk about my generation, yeah, we were very obedient and obeyed our parents, right? And yeah, so it was very rare that we would go against them, unless and until it was something which made us very uncomfortable, or it was not to our, liking. But nowadays the situation has changed. We have the authority of parents being questioned. And a young girl here, the 4-year-old, 5-year-old child, she's questioning the story, why. Because, right, this little character that she brought in, a little change in the story, brought about so many changes. It taught her so many lessons, right? That she did not know the skunk which she introduced. The skunk here had a bad smell, and right, as a result, the whole change in the story happens. So what is the issue the story raises? It's about questioning the authority of parents. And yes, it is about a good parent would want the child to see both sides of life, isn't it? Right? So have you noted it down? Is it clear to you all? Okay. Now, how does Joe want the story to end and why? How does Joe want the story to end? Yes? How does she want the story to end? And she thought the story had ended there. Where did she think the story had ended? When the skunk got the smell of roses and he went back and all the animals played with him, right? And the skunk was very happy. And Joe was also very happy, right? This is where she wanted to end the story. She did not expect this other ending of the story, where when the skunk reached home, mother was so surprised that what is this bad smell coming? Right? So she took the skunk to the wizard back again, hit the wizard on the head, and right, so wanted her child to smell the skunk smell again, right? And things should come back to their original position, right? Or the original smell should come back. And yes, so here she said that with passage of time, because she has gone through it herself, right? The skunk there has always been separated from the other animals, and with the time they get used to it, right? That this is what we are, this is how we are going to be, right? So she wants that, yeah, the child will also understand this. But yes, maybe the skunk would have understood, but little girl Joe did not understand. She did not want the story to end this way. She wanted that the wizard should hit mommy and change the smell of the skunk back again to roses. Okay, right? Now, why does Jack insist that it was the wizard that was hit and not the mother? Yes? Right, very nice. Yes, Jasdev has written very beautifully that Jo is inclined towards aligning the narrative with what she finds to be morally correct at the expense of the true allegorical nature of the prose. So, needless to say, the story is more than just undermining the parental authority. So, right now, like when this little girl, she might not be aware of all the moral issues here, but she is just taking the story as a story, right? No symbolic references, no allegorical references. So she is there, why? She just wants the father to change the story and wants the wizard, right, to hit mommy. And Jack is insisting it's the wizard who was hit, and she's saying no, it had to be mommy, right? To take mommy to the wizard, you make this ending of the story where mother is wrong, right? So she is there, she's not happy with what mother did. Okay, and beyond that, maybe she's not interested also as a little girl, but the father wants her to learn a very important lesson, that is about being original, about being your own unique self, right? So why does Jack insist that it was the wizard that was hit and not the mother? Right, anybody, can you give me the answer? So right, because he thought it was the wizard did the wrong thing. The wizard should not have listened to the small child, and the wizard should have known better, right? So he's an old wise man. He should have known better to have changed the smell. Okay, right. And it was not mother, because mother was absolutely right. She wanted the smell back. Now, what makes Jack feel caught in an ugly middle position? This is a very, very important question. Okay, right? Yes. So, what is the ugly middle position? Yes. I think so. We can have a very lengthy discussion regarding this. Now, what is the ugly middle position? And as we discuss this story here, look, just let me just show that page here. Yes, here he felt caught in ugly middle position, and though he as well felt his wife's presence in the cage with him, he did not want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, anything. Now, what is the ugly middle position here? What is it? What were the things that two things Jack had to do? What were they? One was put Joe to sleep. Second, he had to help his wife, right? She was painting the woodwork. She was not supposed to do all the heavy work, right? She was expecting their third child, right? So Jack had to do these. So was he able to put his daughter to sleep? Because when he left the room, after that, he could hear the sound of Joe jumping on the bed, and she was not sleeping, and she just doing that chomp chomp action, like what hit mommy with an umbrella, that is what. So she was not ready to fall asleep. So was Jack, and because Jack felt that, see, as a father, right? As a typical, what you can say, a male, his authority has been questioned, and here by a little girl. So it was maybe, right? So he is there in this very ugly middle position. He could not put his child to sleep. As a result of that, he was quite disturbed, and he was unable to help his wife with the painting of the woodwork. So he just sat there doing nothing. That because things were not going his way. So once again, yes, as parents, we are not happy, when our authority is questioned and things don't go our way. Okay, right? As a result, what happens? It disturbs the whole atmosphere. It disturbs our whole, you can say that comfort zone, right? So here he is caught in that ugly middle position, right? And so, right, he could not convince. Okay, one thing here. Yes. Do you think Jack could have changed the ending of the story? Yes. Do you think Jack could have changed the ending of the story to make his daughter happy and fall asleep? Any one of you? Yes, here. Mansi, Pulkit? Yes, have you read the chapter? You have read the chapter. We have discussed it also. Now, can you tell me, do you think Jack could have changed the ending of the story? Why didn't he change the ending of the story? So he didn't change the ending of the story because he wanted to teach his daughter a lesson, a very important lesson. Okay. And yes, this is what the ugly middle position is about, that he was not able to convince his daughter, right? She was not happy with the ending of the story. He was unable to put her to sleep. And as a result, he felt what incompetent, or rather he did not feel comfortable or happy helping his wife, right? So that way it was a very unsatisfying day for him. It was a day which did not go as he had planned, right? So he did not anticipate the daughter's reaction, just like the daughter did not anticipate the twist in the story because of the introduction of Skunk as a new character. Is this clear to you, Mohit? सब समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? Yes? आया समझ? Okay. So what is your stance regarding the two endings to the Roger Skunk story? What do you think? Which ending is better? Yes, Tanisha, Ankit, Abhishek, Maulik? Which ending is better? What is your opinion regarding the two endings to the Roger Skunk story? Yes, which ending is better? The first one, where Roger Skunk gets a smell of roses, plays with the animals, or is it the second one? Which ending do you think is better? Of course, let's hear your opinion. Yes, which ending is better? Akriti? Aditya? Which ending is better? Yes? Very strange. You people are so lazy, right? So which do you think is the better ending? The happy ending? Do you think eventually both endings turn out to be happy? Yes. So if you had to tell a story, say to your young cousin or right me, and you wanted this story to end in which particular way? Yes. Which ending would you like? The second one, right? Showing the reality, right? Very nice, Smriti. Okay, very good. So yes. So what is the first ending? What is the first ending of the story? Where Skunk gets the smell of roses. How did he get the smell of roses? Where did he go? First, he went to the owl. Owl sent him to the wizard. Wizard told him where the money is, right? He cast a spell, he did his hocus pocus, and right, so then the skunk got the money, gave it to him. He had the smell of roses. The skunk went to play with the animals. Yes, the animals were happy. Oh God, that now we have a very nice, fragrant skunk. He's not smelling bad. And right, okay, this is the ending that the child wanted, right? This is where she wanted the story to end, right? Now, the second part of the story, or the twist in the story, which Joe did not anticipate, was mother was angry. She sent, or she took the child to the wizard, hit the wizard with an umbrella on his head and say, change my child's smell back. The wizard did this. And right, eventually, with the passage of time, the animals, they accepted the skunk and right. So, of course, you people are a little grown up, I'll say a little mature. You understand that the second ending is the real ending, and this is how it should have been, right? But yes, we have our opinion regarding the first ending on the second ending. And as a parent, if you really want to teach the child a moral value, moral issue, we want to teach the child the reality of life, then definitely the second ending is better, where mother gets the skunk's smell changed, right? Yes, is this clear? Any doubt? Okay, very important question. Next one, that why is an adult's perspective on life different from that of a child? Why do adults have to be so boring always? Why can't they see the brighter side of life or the humorous side of life? Why do they always bring their experiences? Why do they have to be so practical? Why is this different? Yeah, you tell me your perspective. I'd love to hear from you all. So why is an adult's perspective on life different from that of a child's? What makes our perspective on life different? Experience, isn't it? Obviously it is experience, right? And yes, the from our personal experiences that we have grown through, which we have had, and with the passage of time, we realize that yes, these things, they need to be taught to our youngsters, right? That is why an adult's perspective is much different. A child's perspective is one where everything is easy and happy, right? And yes, with a lot of maybe unexpected things that do not happen, right? Then of course then comes a big question here, that why do we show stories which do not have that kind of an ending in life? Why do we grow up listening to all these stories where everything ends happily? And then all of a sudden, yes, so when we are grown-ups, we face the world and we realize that life is not as like easy or a bed of roses as it is shown in stories and in the things that we see around us, right? So it is, yes, it's a very good thing that right from a young age we need to be aware of the reality of life, and that comes through an adult's perspective, right? And yes, so many things have changed. We have new versions of Cinderella coming up, isn't it? Right? Yeah, so that it is it's not like everybody is there looking for that, waiting for the prince to come with a glass slipper on, like, yeah, so leading. But yeah, so right, Cinderella can make her own choices also, isn't it? Right? So yes, so that is what life is about. We have another version to it. We have, yes, tarnishing the classics. I must say, Jasdev, I agree with you completely. You have a nice way with words, and yes, we are there tarnishing the classics. It's time to, if a little child can question the ending of the story, right? Because we have always heard happy endings, we've read about happy endings, that life, everything is going to fall in place at the end, right? So all of a sudden, we get big shockers when we enter adulthood and face the reality of the world. So why have we been fed on these fairy tales then in the first place? Isn't it? So it is time, yes, so let us bring a little bit of reality also in our life. Although, yeah, reading all these classics and reading about fairy tales, definitely it makes us happy here. And why to expose a child to the bad realities of life? But look at us nowadays, right? For these past 2 years, I don't think so. There could have been a more real experience. There's nothing which could have showed us the bitter reality of life than the scenario that we are going through right now, isn't it? Right? And yes, since we have all experienced it, our perspective regarding life has changed, isn't it? Right. Okay, so we're going to end on a happy note. We are not going to be so morbid and sad, but yes, here it is. The experience of society, our life experiences, our discussions with others, they teach us so many things which we want to pass down to the youngsters. Okay, right.